What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Best Bet for UFC Saudi Arabia. We have Israel Adesanya going against Nassourdine Imavov. We are going at a different time than usual. Typically, I would like to go 2 hours prior to when the prelims start, but the prelims are kicking off at 9 o'clock Eastern time, which means we'd have to go at like 7 or 8 even. And I'm not doing that. But to Johnny K's credit, shout out to Johnny K. He actually hit me up and said, if you need somebody to go early, he's down. So shout out to Johnny K, but I don't really want to do that. So, yeah, we are here late on a Friday night. We got 138 in the building. We got Couch Warrior in the building. Let's kick it to the champ. Shout out to 138. You got it done last year, up over 60 units through 10 cards, which is just unheard of. So, yeah, shout out to you. You got it done, and you made it look pretty easy.
To be fair, it would have been even better had they not robbed my boy Volkov against Gane, because he was my best bet that week. Imagine what my score would have been.
Even better. Even better.
Definitely.
We got Couch Warrior in the building as well. What is up, Couch Warrior? How you doing?
Doing good, man. I was glad that it was a night show when you hit me up. I was like, I definitely am not trying to wake up at 8 in the morning. But yeah, I'm hyped to be here. Not the best card in the world, but there's some opportunities to get ahead on the leaderboard this time. Me and Tyler were polar opposites last year. He was on the top. I'm somewhere down below. Didn't do great. So trying to have a good run this time. And yeah, let's do it.
Heck yeah, should be fun. Before we get into it, if you guys could do us a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go subscribe to the guys. Both these guys have YouTube channels. They do content each and every single week, so go check them out. And let's hit up the chat. We got Xavier, first one in here. Late Night DFS. Let's get that money, fellas. Let's get it. We got Ichiro. What is up? We got Ryan saying we need Wheezy. Wheezy is taking the night off. But Wheezy and me will be back for Stat Diggers on Sunday. Let's go for that. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Scottsdale, Arizona treadmill team is watching you all. Let's go. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I'm up Pacific time, missing a couple early prelims for sure. So yeah, fights are kicking off at 6 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. That's rough, man. Waking up to watch Hamdy Abdul-Wahab going against Jamal Poges. I wouldn't be doing that, but shout out to everybody that is. All right. Well, I say we get into it. We have 11 fights to talk about, which means these guys will only get one pass, and we're going to kick it off with the first fight of the card, and it is Hamdy Abdul-Wahab going against Jamal Poges. Hamdy opened up minus 110, currently minus 115. And then we have Jamal Poges opened up minus 110, currently minus 105. It's kind of been hanging around a pick'em all week. And me and 138 were talking prior to the show starting. And apparently he has something that he really likes on this fight. So I'll kick it to you first, 138. What are you doing for the first fight of the card?
So I think Hamdy's got this one done. And I know that sounds crazy. Dude hasn't fought in like 2 years. Poges is all right. But I think Hamdy's going to get it done by decision. And we're going to go with Hamdy decision at plus 180. I think that's what's going to happen here. He's going to take him down. He's going to lay on him. And as we've seen, Poges, once he gets taken down, he's not the best at getting back up. And Hamdy's like an Olympic-level wrestler. Wrestled for Iran in the Olympics, I do believe. So we're taking Hamdy by decision.
Plus all right. Hamdy by decision for 138 plus 180. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this fight?
So I literally spent like the last 30 minutes trying to figure out if this is going to be my pass or not, because personally, I feel like Poges should get this done. I don't trust judging in this area anymore. So in a close fight, I feel like Hamdy might get it. But I think I'm going to go with Jamal Poges. I'm going to do round 3 decision. I think it's plus 150 on DraftKings. Personally, I kind of think he's going to knock him out in the third, because I noticed something that I liked a lot. Like Poges will do the knees to the body in the clinch, especially when his opponents are coming in. And Hamdy's going to be coming in the entire time. He's going to be kneeing him all the way up in his chest because he's so short. And the dude's gas tank isn't good. He was on all the steroids, and he's still gassed out in the second round. And then he got a little bit back in the third, but that was also because Mays is just Dontel Mays, unfortunately. I think that Poges is a little bit more put together than Mays. He doesn't have the same power, but I like his striking quite a bit. I like the jab. He can lead off of it. And as long as he can keep the range a little bit, and then when Hamdy closes distance, throw those knees, I think he's got this. And I think he can get the late finish. So I'll go with that one.
All right, opposite sides to kick off the card here. So 138 on Hamdy decision plus 180. Couch, we're on Pogues round 3 decision plus 150, and Pogues round 3 is plus 2100.
I played that too. I didn't get plus 2100, unfortunately. What book is that?
It is FanDuel. Yeah.
In New York, they won't let us bet just the rounds. We have to FanDuel specifically. I can only bet like Pogues round 3 knockout. I can't do round 3.
Oh, that's interesting.
Whack, right?
Yeah, you would think it'd be the other way around, but yeah. So opposite sides for me, it's like I don't have anything on this fight, but for those of you that do know, me and Wheezy did kind of a side bet on our show Stat Digger. So I'm on the Pogue side, and Wheezy's on the Hamdy side. And the bet is if Jamal Pogues wins the fight, Wheezy has to pull a Jamal Pogues and put on 60 pounds of body fat within the span of a couple months. And if Hamdy Abdul Wahab wins the fight, I have to do all the steroids, and I can't stop until I bench 315 times 10. So probably going to be taking steroids for a very long time because 315 it's not easy. But yeah, so a lot is on the line for me and my health. You know, taking steroids probably not the best idea. Same thing for Wheezy, gaining 60 pounds of body fat in the span of a couple months. Probably not the best idea. So a lot riding for me in that aspect of things. But in terms of putting any money on this fight, no way. So we'll see. Should be a hilarious fight, though, I think.
Oh, dude, just think how full you can get, though. With all those steroids, man, you're going to be jacked.
Yeah, but the side effects and
large chart. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it can give. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm fine, but I will have to do it if Hamdy wins the fight. So we'll see. Oh, I got Jamal and Grad to start the card with some food plus money, with some good plus money. Let's go, Brady. You're the man. Appreciate you. Let's go. Couch 130 in the house. Yes, sir. And yes, he's in the chat as well. Jamal looked out of shape on the scales. Yeah, a little bit. I think he looked in a little bit of better shape. It looked like he actually tried a little bit this time, but yeah. What is less healthy? 60 pounds of flab or all the steroids? What is less healthy? They both have their pros and cons, right? Both have the pros and cons.
Neither one is good for the heart. That's for sure.
Yes. Double KO. I could see like a double KO where both guys are just so tired that they both fall over or something.
KO by exhaustion.
Double heart attack, something like that. I could see it. It's gonna be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to sitting back and watching this one. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. Very interesting fight here, especially from a line movement perspective. And there's been a couple fights on this card, especially in the last week, where these lines have really moved, and this is one of them. So Alexander is now the favorite. You opened up at plus 170, and I don't know if it was sometime last week. He went from like plus 170 to plus 120 in the span of like 24 hours. It was crazy. And now he's minus 125. Grod opened up minus 200, and currently he is plus 105. So this line has completely flipped, and it is in favor of Alexander. And Alexander did come in and miss weight. He was the only weight miss today, and that is his second consecutive weight miss here. So interesting fight. I think this is actually a very fun fight and an exciting fight, but we'll start with you, Couch Warrior. What are you doing for this one here?
Yeah, I really wish I taped this fight earlier. I would have played Alexander plus 170 easily, and I missed it, and I haven't played it. I decided to go with I played the fight goes, so I'll do that for the show also. I'll go with fight goes the distance. It's like plus 125. I trust the durability of both guys. I know they both got knocked out by fighters that people are pretty low on, but at the end of the day, like Jekka can hit. I don't think he's a great MMA fighter, but he can hit hard, and he caught Alexander, and I think that's fine. That doesn't necessarily mean his chin's bad. And same with Grod getting caught by Nolan. Nolan hits hard, not super high on him, but maybe he'll get better, but he does hit really hard. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm not worried about Grod subbing Alexander. I don't think that's really going to happen. I'm not super high on Grod's ground game. I think maybe he'll get a few takedowns here. I don't think he does a ton with them. I don't really expect that. I think they're going to be striking the whole time, most of the time. I think that Alexander's going to be able to keep it at range. I think he's a cleaner, sharper striker, and maybe Grod lands the bigger shots. If someone's going to get a knockout, I think it's more likely Grod than Alexander. So that's kind of why I'm staying off now, that it's chalk on him. But for the fight goes, I like that spot.
All right. Fight goes to decision plus 125, 138. What are you doing for this one here?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by how much love Alexander's getting. I mean, this is a dude that came into the UFC, shirt was short notice, but he just got treated like a toy by Brito. Okay, it happens. And then he wins a decision against a guy who admittedly after the fight said he hadn't trained for 6 months. Okay. And then his next fight, he gets wrecked by Jekka. I don't trust that. Why is he like going to be a favorite after being? Why did this line move like this? I think Grod is the side, so I'm going to take his money line at plus 105. I feel like it makes all the sense in the world. And if he loses, I'll be really shocked as to what Alexander's been doing in the time from starting the UFC until now. I know he's been out for about a year, but that's a big difference in a year.
All right, so yeah, buying the dip. Bogdan Grod plus 105 there for 138. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Couchman in a sense that if I could have got Alexander at plus 170, sure. But minus 125, no thank you. Don't trust the cardio. Don't trust the submission defense, the durability. I think it's a fun fight. I think it's going to be a really fun fight. I think Grod is going to have some really entertaining fights in the UFC. Could see a triple KO in the Poges fight. Could see it. Could see it. When do the prelims start? Central Time. That would be 8. Yep, and 138 got you there. Can't wait to see Michael Venom Page and me as well. That's gonna be a fun fight as well. All right, let's keep moving on to this next fight. It is Jasudavicius going against Mara Bueno Silva. We got Jasudavicius. She opened up minus 250, currently minus 245. Mara Bueno Silva opened up plus 210. She is currently plus 210. And this should be a fun fight as well. We'll start with you, 138. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I got to go with my girl Jasmine here. And I think I'm going to take her inside the distance. I'm seeing the best line at plus 500. So we're going to take Jasudavicius inside the distance. I think she's just going to be able to get on top and start landing in volume, whether she gets the sub or the KO. It's hard to call. You would assume she gets a KO here because Bueno Silva's a good grappler, but we've assumed she was going to get a KO a couple of times now, and she's got a couple of Darce chokes. So we're going to play it safe and go ITD at plus 500.
Plus 500 is a big number there. I'm surprised it's that big. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this fight?
Yeah, me and Tower going head to head again. I'm going with Mara Bueno Silva here. I'm seeing plus 220 on the board, so I'll take that as long as that's a normal book. But either way, I played it for real. It's one of my bets this week. For me, it's like, yeah, obviously Jasmine has a clear path here. Mara Bueno Silva can get stuck on her back sometimes, and there is a cardio difference. But I think Mara Bueno Silva's cardio hasn't been looking that bad recently. Maybe that's because she's up at bantamweight, and now she's coming back down. Maybe that'll have an effect. I don't know. But the way I see it, I think she can win one of two ways. I think she can beat her on the feet. I think that she's a much better striker. I think she hits significantly harder. I think whenever Jasmine enters the clinch, she's going to punish her for it. I like Mara Bueno Silva's clinch game a lot. Knees, elbows. And then whether it's a knockout, I don't really think she's going to knock her out, but I think she can win a decision. And then with the sub, if you're betting Jasmine, my assumption is you're betting her because you think she's going to get the takedowns and she's going to be on top for 15 minutes. That's going to be 15 minutes where Mara Bueno Silva can throw up a sub, and that's something that she is actually good at. Would I ever bet her on chalk hoping for that? No, but at plus 210, knowing how dangerous she is off her back, knowing how dangerous she is with the front chokes when Jasmine's entering, knowing that she's the better striker, in my opinion, by far. She's the one with the power upside. I think it's a good shot at plus 210.
Yep, and I was actually surprised to see Silva's sub prop is like plus 750 because I do think she'll attempt a couple for sure in this fight. So I don't mind that as well.
And she is now a fighting nerd, as one of the commenters mentioned.
Yep.
High on that.
So was Kanan Kruchevsky, and we saw what happened to that dude. So.
You look terrible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who looked good. Bruna Brazil is now a fighting nerd, and she looked really good against Molly McCann. And she's fighting Kong.
She's
Wong.
coming for Kong Wang.
Oh, what a fight! That's gonna be next week. That's gonna be a fun fight. 9 Eastern is when they should be starting it, and they might even like take their time a little bit because we did lose like 2 fights throughout the last week. So I think the pacing for these prelims might be a little rough because the prelims start at 9, the main card starts at 12. We only have like 5 fights on the prelims, so yeah, we'll see.
I guess as they do the old thing where like tomorrow morning it'll start like a half an hour later, but they won't announce it until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, which is annoying, but yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. What's up, Brady? Miss you, man. Miss you as well. Jasudavicius. She's been looking vicious, man. She's been looking vicious, but against lower level opponents, if she looks vicious against Mara Bueno Silva, that would be very, very impressive. Bueno Silva looked like she saw a ghost during those weigh-ins. Fighting nerds have a funny gimmick. They have a pretty cool gimmick. Wait, who's a fighting nerd now? MBS. Yeah, MBS is a fighting nerd. And Family Live, let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Late night live. All right, let's keep moving on to this next fight. And I'm kind of shocked. So Terrence McKinney versus Damir Hadzovic. I'm shocked at where this line's at now. Like, is Damir coming in here fighting like blindfolded or something? Like, why is Terrence McKinney minus 800 against anybody? I mean, geez, minus 800 for Terrence McKinney. Damir Hadzovic plus 550. It's a phenomenal matchup for Terrence McKinney, but how can you trust him at minus 800? So that's kind of shocking, and money's just pouring in on him. So yeah, maybe Hadzovic is coming in here blindfolded. Maybe it's gonna be the first fight in UFC history where they start the fight on the ground. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but this line's kind of crazy, and it's weird because on Bet Online it's minus 800. Everywhere else it's minus like 600, 500. So I don't know, weird. But Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this one?
So this is gonna be my hot take of the card. And it's not on Damir, but if you do like Damir and if you just like fading Terrence McKinney in round 3 and you have fanatics, I think Damir Hadzovic round 3 is like plus 6,000, something like that on there. So if that's your thing, I would do it. But for me, I ended up actually betting this. I kind of like Terrence by decision plus 1,000. I just think that, look, I think Damir is relatively durable. Yeah, Terrence hits hard, but that power starts to go a little bit as the fight goes. And he is a really good grappler, and he could probably sub Damir. I think that's a possibility. But I also kind of think it's possible that it'll go all 3. Like I feel like Terrence is kind of like a heavyweight. If he doesn't finish in the first minute and a half, 7.5 minutes, he might not finish. And then usually it's his opponents finishing him, but they're all so much better than Damir, and they're all young, like studs, like Ribovich, Sadyakov, who else was it? Bonfim. Like, they're all high-level dudes. They're all young, like, I don't really think Damir is going to finish him late. It's possible, I guess, but I'm going to take the shot on the plus 1,000 decision. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very hot take. 138, what are you doing for this fight?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think this is actually going to hit, but, on this show, often you just sometimes take a long shot. And I'm going to take Hadzovic round 2 KO at plus 3,300 because, why not?
Is it plus 30?
You just wanted to go head to head with me again.
Yeah. I honestly don't. I think McKinney wins. I really do. But if McKinney loses, it's probably getting KO'd in the second round. So we're gonna go with round 2 KO plus 33. I think it's on Bet Online is what has it, but plus 3,300.
So round 2 KO plus 3,200. I see. 3,300. Okay, there you go. All right, so yeah, head to head once more. Hadzovic round 2 KO for 138, and then Couchware taking the McKinney decision plus 1,000. What a fight! Should be fun. That line dropped like a stone. Yeah, it did. Money pouring in on Terrence McKinney. I don't know. Hadzovic looked in great shape. Yeah, he did. I think he got a haircut as well. I digged it. You're liking Damir a lot. Well, he's a big dog, and all his props are pretty massive as well. Especially those 2-3 props. They're massive. All right, so let's keep moving on to this next fight, which is, I think, the featured prelim at this point. We got Shamil Gaziev going against Thomas Peterson. We got Shamil Gaziev opened up minus 300, currently minus 320. We got Thomas Peterson open up plus 250, currently plus 270. We will start with you, Couch Warrior. What are you doing for this fight?
I got a little fancy with this one. I bet it, so I'll pick it for the show too. I did Gaziev sub or decision. I feel like that's a little sneaky. He could knock out Peterson, but I lean towards the sub. I feel like he's going to be taking Peterson down. Peterson, as a really good wrestler, hasn't spent much time at all on his back, and I think once he's put there, he's going to struggle a little bit. So I think Gaziev's live to get a sub. I think that's what I think happens in this fight. But I think a decision's also possible. Grindy decision. I think Peterson's not completely dead here. I think he's live to win, personally. I think he could at least give him a fight on the feet. I don't think that Gaziev's that much better of a striker. He just hits a lot harder. Peterson maybe can wrestle a little bit. I don't really know. We'll see. But regardless, I like sub or decision with Gaziev, so let's do it.
What's the line on that?
Plus 160 is what I got on FanDuel, I think.
All right, plus 160 for Gaziev sub or decision, 138. What are you doing for this fight here?
Yeah, we're just going to go a little more specific. These are some big boys, and I'm going to say Gaziev is going to push him up against the cage and just be fat like he is, and he's going to get a decision. So plus 250 for Gaziev decision.
I thought you were going to say KO just to spite me.
No, I do think the KO is possible, but realistically, like heavyweights outside of the top 5 are usually just fat, lumbering blobs that go to decision. So that's what we're doing.
All right, Gaziev decision. Yeah, this fight. I'm not looking.
That's in the top 10. I'll get there's some like top 10, I guess.
There's a couple solid ones. So yeah, Gaziev decision plus 250 for 138, and then Couch Warrior taking the sub decision at plus 160 there. So yeah, kind of a disgusting fight, but it is what it is. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll go and recap these prelim bets real quick. And we'll start with 138. He's taking Hamdy decision plus 180. Bogdan Grod money line plus 105. Jasmine ITD plus 500. Hadzovic round 2 KO plus 3,300. Watch him hit that and then take a big lead. Gaziev decision plus 250. As far as Couch Warriors, taking Poges round 3 decision plus 150. Alexander fight goes to decision plus 125. MBS money line plus 220. McKinney by decision plus 1,000. And the Gaziev sub or decision at plus 160. That's what we got for the prelims there. The blob, yeah, it's should be interesting. Gaziev round 2 or round 3 finish. If Gaziev don't finish, like WTF, he didn't finish Dontel Mays. That kind of hurt me. I thought he'd finish Dontel, but Shamil KO, Pav round 1, and Syed sub. Shamil's gonna hold him against the cage and breastfeed him.
That's what I'm saying right there.
Oh my goodness. Could be the first breastfeeding in UFC history there. Morning fight card. Let's go. Yes. Looking forward to it. Fight should be over at a decent time, and we can have go out on Saturday and hang with some friends, maybe see some family, watch a movie or something. Should just be nice. 7 a.m. biatches. Let's go. Let's go. Big meal. Shamil got this. Yeah, I think he should have it. All right, let's move on to this main card. We're going to kick it off with another big favorite. And I don't know what's going on. Like, are the parlay boys coming to town? Like, McKinney's now minus 800. Naimov's almost minus 400 now. But, yeah, Naimov opened up minus 325. He's now minus 375. Offley opened up plus 275. He's currently plus 300. So, yeah, some money coming in on Naimov here. We'll start with you, 138. What are you doing for this fight?
Okay, so honestly, everybody's kind of writing off Offley here because of the way Myron Santos kind of took him out, but I feel like Santos would do the same thing to Naimov because, I mean, I don't think Naimov's all that good. He's just really good at cheating, which is, good for him. I think either guy's live for a finish here, though. I mean, I could see Naimov getting a knockout. I could see Offley getting a sub. I'm going to go fight ends ITD at plus 110. I think that covers both of those. I don't really see a decision between these two just because their styles contrast quite a bit. So we're going to go with fight ends ITD at plus 110.
Yep, I like it. I saw the fight doesn't go to decision. Actually opened up at plus 150. And I was like, really? And then it just got smashed all week. So it's plus 110 now, best price. I still think that's solid at plus money. Couch Warrior, what are you doing with this fight here?
Yeah, so I agree with Tyler in that I think Offley's being counted out for no good reason. Myron Santos is an absolute beast, and I was watching it back. Offley wasn't doing that bad either on the feet, considering he was significantly outmatched, like skill for skill standing. He wasn't doing bad. He beat Nathan Fletcher on the show, which is a really good win in my opinion. And he's good pretty much everywhere. He's a good striker. Is Naimov a little bit of a better striker? Yeah, I think so. And I think Naimov maybe hits a bit harder, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge difference on the feet. I think Offley is going to be very competitive with him. Naimov is very low output too, so I'm not super high in his game in general, similar like what Tyler was saying. And I think Offley can get takedowns. He's a great wrestler. He's a great grappler, and he's very physical. He's strong. It's just Santos is different. People are going to see that. He's a beast, and he's still super young too, which is crazy. But I do think Offley's live here. I just bet him earlier, and I'll pick him for the show too.
So Offley, what's the best price out there? Money line?
I think plus 300 is the best.
Plus 300. Plus 300 for taking the big dog. Yeah, I'm not high on Naimov really at all, but Also not high and Offley, but yeah, should be a fun fight. I do like violence though in this one. How is Naimov? This guy's a big cheater.
Watch like any of his fights.
Yeah, he'll grab the cage, he'll grab the gloves, he'll grab the short. What was that fight he was grabbing the shorts? Was that the wood fight?
Think so.
He did everything in that wood fight.
He was grabbing everything.
Fight really didn't break.
I think
he broke every rule.
Yeah, like Wood was on top at the end of the third, and he was just grabbing his gloves, and the dude's a big cheater, and cheaters always win. So we'll see. Doesn't Imavov have the trifecta of fouls? Yeah, I mean he'll grab the cage, he'll grab the shorts, the gloves. So maybe the point deduction could be in play here.
I don't think they're going to deduct the point. They haven't.
I know they don't, but it could look value, I suppose. Yep, Dang went with the under 2.5 at plus 130. I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Yeah, Wood got done dirty. He did. I agree.
Word.
Cage grabs, glove grabs, eye poke. Yeah, it's bad. So we'll probably see some cheating tomorrow.
100%.
Right. Oh yeah, it should be entertaining at least. Moving on to this next fight, we got Mike Davis going against Ziam. We talked a little bit about a ton of line movement for this card. This is another one where there's been a ton of line movement. So Mike Davis was sitting around like minus 240, minus 250 last week. And that line completely came in, and he's now sitting at minus 130. Ziam was sitting around plus 210 last week, and now a week later, he's currently plus 110. So this line has closed up quite a bit, maybe even approaching a pick 'em by fight time. We'll have to see. But yeah, 138. What are you doing for this fight?
Yeah. Realistically, I think the Davis money line would be the side, but for this show, because I want to kind of, get that lead set out early, I'm going to get a little more risky. So we're going to go Davis ITD at plus 260. Could he knock him out? Sure. Could he sub him? Sure can. So we're going to go Davis getting that ITD at plus 260.
All right. Davis inside the distance, plus 260. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this fight?
I think I'm going to use my pass here. I played fair Ziam when he was plus 205. I thought that was a great bet. Now I think we're getting to the point where it's kind of accurate or close to accurate. Davis does have a grappling advantage, and if Ziam can't stuff all the takedowns, it's going to be a tough fight. I personally think he's going to do a good job stuffing it. That's why I bet him. But at this line, I'm going to pass, and I'll save my bets.
Yeah, I mean, you got a ton of CLV there, a ton. So, yeah. So, Couch Warrior using up his one and only pass, and 138 taking Davis inside the distance. So 138, you still have a pass to go for these last couple fights. McKinney decision, yeah. Couch is on it plus. I think it was plus 1100. I think at one point, but I think it got hit. So yeah, plus 1,000. Hammering Mike Davis via sub or decision, which I think I saw at like minus 110. Ziam is too oily to get sub. He's going to be oiled up in there. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then Jason loving Mike Davis to win in the spot. Yeah, I don't know. This line's interesting. A lot of money's came in on Ziam. I'm a big fan of Davis, not the biggest fan of Ziam. So I like Davis, but this line is kind of freaking me out. All right. Brady, tell Wheezy the way I'm betting now is to bet a 100% boost from Caesar Sportsbook. Must be over plus 1,000 and then begin hedging every fight and hope for the upset early. It's gold. Has it been working for you? Well, there you go. If it works, it works. This is an interesting matchup. Looking forward to this one. It is. It really is. And this next fight is an interesting matchup as well. We got Saider Magomedov going against Vinicius Oliveira. Saider Magomedov opened up minus 300, currently minus 170. Oliveira opened up plus 250, currently plus 145. Another massive line move. We'll go with Couch Warrior here. What do you like for this fight?
This is another spot I really wish I taped it earlier because like at the opener or anywhere close to that, even like plus 180, I would have played Oliveira for sure. Now, I'm not crazy about it. I feel like Saeed's he's a lot more of a technical striker. He's a lot safer. He's more defensively sound. He's going to have wrestling upside. He's going to have the submission upside. He's so slick with it. And like the back take is really nice. The way Oliveira kind of gives up his back every time he gets up, I think it's going to be there. So for the show, I'll do Saeed sub. I think the number's still pretty decent from what I remember.
Let's see.
Plus 300. Sheesh.
Woo, we got smacked.
Yeah.
Oh, 350.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, side sub plus 350 for Couch Warrior. 138. What are you doing for this fight?
I hate to say I'm playing a little bit safer than Couch on this one. I'm going to go Saider Magomedov ITD at plus 200. And the only reason I took that over the sub is because when you look at how Oliveira has lost in the past, it's knockouts. So I'm not saying that he's chinny, but I'm saying like that's how he's lost. So it talked me into the plus 200 on the ITD instead of the sub. So we'll take that.
All right, both guys on the same page, and I'm on the same page too. Actually, I think Nurmagomedov inside the distance is a solid look.
Yeah, apparently the only thing I see going to decision on this card is just the heavyweights. So I don't know. I mean, that's like, what do they do? But come on, everything else is ITD. So we'll see what happens.
Right, it's crazy. Like I'm the same way. I would be shocked if there was a finish in the Poges fight, and then the Gaziev fight's probably a greasy decision as well. I wanted to double check on that sub prop. So yeah, plus 370 actually is the best price.
There we go.
That's better.
It opened up like plus 5, like close.
I saw plus 570 on Bet Online. I think.
Ooh.
That dude's taking home necks every fight though, so it makes sense.
Jeez, yeah. So that got wrecked. But let's see. Which fighter would you rather go fishing with? 200 IQ promo strategy should be a cheeky fight. Should be a cheeky fight. Forrest saying, Brady, can you please shout out my friend Ethan Hansen, who's watching? He says he hasn't seen anything good today. Let's give the man some love. Best UFC breakdown show in the business. Shout out to Ethan Hansen and shout out to Forrest Daniels, big supporter, always here checking it out. So yeah, shout out to both you guys.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Let's go, Ethan.
Yes. What gym does Oliveira train at?
Not sure. I could pull it up.
No clue.
Off the top of my head, I am not sure. Not a big name gym, I don't think.
I never pay enough attention to like
Sombra team.
Which one?
What is it?
Sombra team.
No.
Never heard of it. Doesn't ring a bell. All right.
Finish then.
No, it sounds like it. Sounds like it. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We have Sergey Pavlovich going against Jarzino Rozenstruik. Pavlovich opened at minus 210, currently minus 284. Rozenstruik, I don't know what he opened. Okay, there it is. Plus 180, currently plus 244. The third heavyweight fight on the card, 138. I have a feeling you might be using up this first pass, but maybe you're not.
So yeah, I mean, you see heavyweights, and like my first instinct is like, oh, this fight probably goes to decision. But then you see Pavlovich's name there, and you're like, oh, that's only happened once. So I think it's best to pass. I think that's the smart move. So we are going to pass here.
Nothing wrong with that. So using up your first and only pass, so no passes left the rest of the show. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this fight here?
So, Tyler was right that it's a smart thing to do to pass, but never claimed to be extremely smart. So I'm going with the fight goes the distance. I'm pretty much giving out the bets that I actually made. So I literally made this bet, kept it small in real life, a quarter unit. Here we do units, so it is what it is. I just think that the reason it was able to go to a decision against Volkov is because Volkov was able to keep the distance. That was mostly because he's huge, but my hope is that Jairzinho could do a similar thing using his jab. He does move quite a bit. He does plant his feet sometimes, but I expect him to be moving, keeping Pavlovich at range. He's going to be countering. I think he's a pretty live underdog. I'm a little scared to do it because Pavlovich is very live to just come out there and smash in the first round. But if he doesn't, like I said earlier, with heavyweight fights, I feel like if it's not over in the first 7.5 minutes, it's going to go all the way. And I think there's a good shot of this going all the way. And even plus 400, I think, is a solid, just a little sprinkle if you're betting it for real. But for the show, yeah, fight goes.
Yeah. Best price, I see plus 500 even.
There you go.
I'll take it. That's what I got.
On FanDuel. So, yeah. Yep, it could be like all three of these heavyweight fights could go the distance. This one I say probably has the best chance of finishing, but yeah, it wouldn't shock me if all three heavyweight fights went to decision. Pavlovich decision plus 900. Yep, both decision props are very big. So Pavlovich decision plus 1100 actually, best price on FanDuel, and then Rozenstruik decision plus 950, best price. So, yeah, if the fight goes to decision, those are big, giant odds. Pavlovich said that he learned his lesson about waiting for the big shot after his last fight. Yeah, that fight was awful. That fight just took years off my life. No way this fight goes the distance. Yeah, I think it all depends, how Pavlovich approaches this fight. If he goes out there and fights like he did against Volkov, this fight is absolutely going the distance and looking very easy as well. But if he goes out there and fights like he did against Tuivasa, the fight probably does finish. All right, so we have 2 fights left. Co-main event. We got Shara Magomedov going against Michael Page. Shara Magomedov opened up plus 120, currently minus 175. And Michael Page opened up minus 140, currently plus 150. We'll start with you, 138. What are you doing for this fight here?
So this one's tricky for me for 2 reasons. One is, on one side, I'm seeing Page as the far better fighter, better striker, pretty much just better. He's got 2 eyes. Like, he's better everywhere, right? But on the other hand, you're getting a guy that is undefeated, younger, probably the guy they kind of want to win. And, he's kind of like in an area of the world where he's likely going to get the close decisions. Like, so it's tricky for me, but I'm going to take the risk on Page's money line. And I'm seeing plus 165 on, I don't remember what book that was.
BetMGM.
There you go, BetMGM. So I'm going to go ahead and take MVP at plus 165, knowing full well he could get robbed.
Yep, that's the risk there. But yeah, plus 165, it makes a lot of sense. Couch Warrior, what do you do for this? What
is that he goes out there and the first thing he does is poke Shara right in that good eye? That's the hope.
That's smart. That's next level fight IQ there. And
Because
the
if he does that,
yeah,
Shara's cooked, dude.
And the refs won't do anything about it because they don't take points. So
and MVP's Muslim as well, so that'll help him.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of reasons to like Page at plus 165, especially. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for this co-main event?
Yeah, I'm 100% with Tyler, and I'm really nervous about it because I feel like public dogs don't do well most of the time, and everybody's on Page. And I mean, I understand why. Like, I'm picking him to win outright. I think he should win this fight. I think he's the better striker. I think he's the better fighter. I think that he's going to really give Magomedov a difficult time with the range. I think that Shara's hands aren't that good. Like, his kicks are really nice and he's explosive and he does cool stuff. Like, that's double spinning back fist was insane. And he could catch Page coming in on something. I think that's entirely possible. But if not, I feel like Page is just going to be keeping it at a distance where Shara can't touch him, be touching up on him, probably keep it low output because that's what he does, unfortunately. If he threw more, then I'd be even more confident. But low output, but I think he's going to be the one landing the nice shots, the good, clean shots. And yeah, I like him at plus 165 also. I'm going to play it for real too. I'm just waiting on the line because I feel like once it's more like closer to the fights there, the bets will start coming in on Shara. And I'm sure the casual parlays, well, at this point, they're probably coming in. So I'm hoping people parlay Shara and I get a better line. But for the show, I'll take the plus 165.
All right. Both guys on the Page money line plus 165. And yeah, I think that's absolutely the side. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Shara was plus 120. I think for like a second, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Shara was plus 120.
I think it was like a day or two.
Oh, was it a whole day? Jeez.
Yeah, because maybe not. Yeah, but I remember seeing it and then just like not touching it and then seeing it again and being surprised.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, Shara has a ton of hype. People love this guy. MVP is taking that 0 from Shara. I hope so. I hate this fight. Can I get a finish, WTF? Do you guys see a finish in this one? I don't really.
Depends. If MVP pokes Shara in the good eye, I feel like he could finish him before the fights. I mean, if the guy can't see, what's he going to do? Stop the punches? I don't think so. So, just saying.
I feel like it probably doesn't finish, but I could low-key see either guy get a finish. Like, Page hits like a train, and Shara got hurt by Petrosian. Why can't Page hurt him? And then same with Shara. Like, Shara does hit hard, and he's super explosive. And if he catches Page when he does that thing where he's at range and then he just jumps in and he catches him with something, I think he can put him out too.
Imagine Page hits him with that knee like he hit Evangelista with and caves his skull in. Oof. That'd be crazy.
That'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
I mean, it'd be bad for Shara, but my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Been eyeing the MVP spot. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by been eyeing? Did you mean to to do that? I don't know. If you did, that's awesome. But yeah, he's been eyeing the MVP spot for months. You don't get lines this backwards often. Yep, right there with you. Right there with you. MVP is a solid bet. It wasn't
feel like
me.
he's gonna get robbed,
It was
man.
the one I man. Let's see. I think with MVP style of close the distance quickly and getting back out could work well against a guy with one eye. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. I'd be shocked if Shar looked anywhere near minus 170 personally. Imavov is a cheater, plus 2,000 point deduction live against Izzy. Does Imavov cheat? Maybe a little.
Yes, he definitely is a cheater. I would say so.
Oh, geez, couple cheaters on this card. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point deduction on Naimov?
I think it's plus. I think they're all plus.
Come on now.
You never know. One of these days they're gonna take a point. One of these days,
Maybe. They didn't take a point in the wood fight though, did they? I don't think they did.
No.
Exactly.
I feel like plus 2,000 is value, man.
It'll be a value loser.
I agree.
Like, nah, dude.
Yeah, value loser. Yep, I agree.
Especially because Offley's going to be trying to take him down, so he's going to be grabbing the fence again.
Mm-hmm. And they'll just do the thing where they like pat his hand away.
Yes, I love that. No.
You can't do that. Okay.
Ethan Hansen said, thank you for the shout out. It's greatly appreciated. Appreciate you for us. And yeah, shout out, Ethan. Don't bet point deductions, please. I haven't bet a point deduction in a very long time. I think the last time I bet it was against, I don't know. I think it was the Kennedy Negamarianu fight a while ago. Yeah, plus 2,000. Haven't bet him in a while. Can y'all help me out with this SE? For bet. What's an SE?
Search engine? I don't know. Standard edition? I don't know.
Single entry? Oh, Bet365 is doing DFS. I haven't checked out Bet365's DFS yet. Is it legit? I haven't checked it out. But yeah, that's it. I got to check it out. Nassourdine, I'm not pulling up that comment. Jeez. Single entry. Yeah, I like I think McKinney has a lot of upside, obviously. I think that who else? I think that McKinney has a ton of upside. I think Jasudavicius has a ton of upside in a win. She's like 8,900. I don't mind Seidner Magomedov as well. I don't mind even Mike Davis for some wrestling upside. I doubt this is true, but
shut up, TV.
They just announced.
Don't get out of here.
Yo, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for him to come back.
Jubilee's in next week, isn't he?
Yeah.
No,
you already know I'm losing money on Jubilee.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, so Jubilee is fighting next week, and he's a massive underdog. I saw. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. It is main event time. Before we get into the main event, if you guys have not already, be sure to smash the like button. Let's get those likes up. You know, I'll be honest, guys. I looked at the likes numbers, and it's pathetic, to be honest. It's absolutely pathetic. We have over 200 people watching on YouTube, 363 watching between YouTube and X, and we're at like 32 likes. So it's pathetic, and I'm not too happy about it. So let's get those likes up. Let's like the video. It's 100% free. We do appreciate it a ton. So yeah, hit the like button, guys. Yeah, and also go check these guys out on YouTube. Couch Warrior 138. They also do content, really good content. Check them out as well. So yeah, smash the like button. So because 30 like how am I supposed to sleep tonight? 32 likes.
Should be ashamed.
32 likes. I don't know. That's bad. Hopefully there's like a glitch. Maybe there's a glitch and something's up. Maybe something's up. But 32 likes is sick. 32 likes is sick. It makes me sick. But yeah,
I'm two of them. So I mean, like that's really
I'm probably one of them too. So we're probably at like 29 likes. But yeah, we see Steve like. Thank you, Steve.
There you go, Steve.
Steve is a class act. Steve is a great guy. Thank you, Steve. Steve W. For everybody put it W for Steve in the chat because Steve is a great guy. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Steve. There we go. See, that's better. That's better. Shout out to Steve. All right, guys. Main event time. Israel Adesanya going against Nassourdine Imavov. We got Adesanya minus 154. open at minus 200. We got Nassourdine Imavov open at plus 170. He's currently plus 134. We will start with you, 138. What are you doing for the main event?
So it's another one of those things where these guys are not heavyweights. So I think it ends inside the distance, apparently. I'm going to take Adesanya, KO TKO at plus 380. I think he's going to be able to wear out and frustrate Imavov and start putting the volume on him late. If I had to pick a round, I'd say round 4. I'm not willing to bet that here. So we're just going to go TKO/KO at plus 380.
So yeah, Adesanya by KO plus 380, and you mentioned you think it's round 4, which I would agree. I think if it comes, it's late. And I was looking at these Adesanya KO props, and they're like astronomical numbers. Like round 3 is 22-1, round 4 is 27-1, round 5 is 32-1. So those are big numbers there. So yeah, Adesanya KO for 138. Couch Warrior, what are you doing for the main event?
Yeah, so I mean, I bet Imavov when he was plus 155, and I'll keep it for the show too. It's a bet that I'm pretty anxious about, and I did have some buyer's remorse. Considered arbing out, but he looks like he's in good shape. He's still only 28 years old. He's going to be improving still. I think his cardio concerns, he doesn't have the best cardio, but I don't think it's that bad either. I think for the most part, he does a decent job. Even in the 5-rounders, like against Strickland, he won the 5th round on every judge's scorecard. He outlanded him there. And Strickland is normally a guy who's the one winning the 5th. So I'm not super concerned about the cardio. Maybe if he wrestles a lot, then I will be, but I think he will mix in the takedowns. I think there is some grappling upside there. Izzy's takedown defense is pretty strong, and he does a decent job getting it up. But I think Imavov's wrestling is also super underrated. He was the first dude in the UFC to take down Chris Curtis. He defended like 25 takedowns over like 3 or 4 fights. And then he fights Imavov, a striker, and Imavov takes him down twice, and in my opinion, dominated him overall. But I just think that Imavov can compete on the feet. I think Izzy's a little bit faster, a little bit cleaner, but I also don't like how Izzy's taking shots anymore. Some of the there were some moments I thought he looked pretty damn good in the Dricus fight, but there were some moments where I was like a little confused. I know Dricus hits hard, but he was kind of like freezing up. And he is 35 at this point. He's probably reached his peak. His peak, like even below his peak, is still really high level, and he's going to beat pretty much everybody except for a few guys. But I think that Imavov can get it done this time around, so I'll stick with my bet.
All right, Imavov money line plus 135. Or do you see anything better there? Let me check.
I think that's the best I saw.
Yeah,
plus 140 on BetMGM.
We'll do that. So Imavov money line plus 140. And then 138 taking Adesanya KO plus 380. I want to give a big giant shout out to Steve. Steve, look what you started. We went from 29 likes to 75.
Let's go, Steve.
Steve started the like train. Choo choo. Let's go, Steve. Let's go. Shout out Steve.
Steve's the man.
Steve is indeed the man. Adesanya downfall. We hear, if Adesanya loses this fight, it'll be 3 straight losses. And 3 straight losses is not good. It's not good. Adesanya might be done. We shall see. This is a good test to see if he is or not. Imavov is in trouble. He's going to look like he just left on. Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough. All aboard the Steve train. I agree. All aboard the Steve train. All right. So what we'll do now is we will go over the bets for the card, and then we will give our best bet for the card. If you hit the best bet, your profit is going to double, and 138 knows all about that because he did that all last year. So we'll start with 138. He has taken Hamdy decision plus 180, Bogdan grab money line plus 105, at Jasmine inside the distance plus 500, Hadzovic round 2 KO plus 3,300, Gaziev decision plus 250, Naimov fight doesn't go to decision plus 110, at Davis inside the distance plus 260, Magomedov inside the distance plus 200. Passing on the Pavlovich fight, you're taking Page money line plus 165, and then Adesanya KO plus 380. Is all that correct? And if so, what is your best bet for UFC Saudi Arabia?
Yep, that looks good. Unfortunately, the best bet, I have to follow the strategy that won it last year, and that's just play the biggest number. So I guess Hadzovic round 2 KO, even though I don't actually feel great about it, but I have to do it. It's the rule. I went into this thinking it was going to be Jasudavicius ITD, but then I saw that number and said, guess what? Here we go. So that's it.
Hey, you got to keep the strategy going. So 33-1 to win 66 units if Hadzovic knocks out a gassed out Terrence McKinney
I
in
would
the second
already
round.
beat my score last year with 1 win.
Yes, and then and then you could chill like all year.
Just done
All
the
right.
rest of the year.
Yes. Couch Warrior is taking Poges round 3 decision plus 150. The Alexander fight to go the distance plus 125. Marbueno Silva money line plus 220. McKinney by decision plus 1,000. Gaziev sub or decision plus 160. Con Offley money line plus 300. Passing on the Mike Davis fight, taking Sider Magomedov by sub plus 370. Pavlovich fight goes to decision plus 500. The Michael Page money line plus 165. And the Nassourdine Imavov plus 140. Does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for UFC Saudi Arabia?
I was going to go with Page, but I feel like he's going to get robbed. So let's do Nurmagomedov sub.
All right. Nurmagomedov sub at plus 370 to win 7-ish unit. I'm not the best at math, but around 7. Around 7 and a half.
Sounds about right.
Something like that. So yeah, that which would be good, which would be really good. So yeah, guys, we did it. Went through all 11 fights fairly quickly. They're going to kick it around. Like I said, both these guys on YouTube as well. Check them out. 138. Let the people know what you got going on and where they can find you.
Yeah, so 130 MMA. You can find me pretty much everywhere at that handle. Just dropped a video on who I would say is the best fighter from every one of the 50 states. So you can check that out on my channel if you're interested in that, as well as all my betting content and breakdowns and things like that. But if you want a little bit other, MMA related stuff at this point in the week, you've already heard all the breakdowns. Go there for some other good stuff, and I'd be happy to provide. So check it out, 130 MMA.
Heck yeah. Champion 138 was the champ last year. Absolutely killed it. Looking forward to seeing if he could get a potential repeat. We haven't had a repeat yet.
That's this year.
But we'll see. Maybe he'll be the first one. We'll see it. Couch Warrior, let the people know where they can find you.
He's not going to repeat. I'm taking it this year, Tower. I'm sorry. But Couch Warrior Pod on Twitter, Couch Warrior Podcast on YouTube. My Discord is free. That's where I put all my bets, my notes, my breakdowns, and we talk fights in there. There's 300 of us, so pull up. The links are in all my bios. You could find it easily. And if you like more short form content, I do YouTube shorts for every single fight on the card. So I taped 11 of them. They're each 1 minute or less. You can get all my takes in about 11 minutes, so you can check that out. And yeah, thanks, Brady, for having me on. Thanks, Tower, for doing the show with me. Always a pleasure doing it with them. And good luck, everybody, this weekend.
Heck yeah, good luck, guys. Best of luck. Thank you guys for coming on. And yeah, should be a good one. So yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on Sunday with Uncle Weezy for Stat Takers. We have UFC 312, which people are like crapping on the card, and I get it. If for a pay-per-view, maybe not the best, name value. I think we have like Toph on the main card, but I was looking into the fights today, and it's like, I think a lot of these fights are going to be very, very fun. So I'm actually really looking forward to UFC 312 and breaking that down. That'll be on Sunday. And other than that, I do want to shout out Steve one last time. Shout out to Steve. Steve's the man. And I think that's about it. Gonna get some rest and gonna wake up and catch Jamal Poges versus Hamdy Abdul-Wahab. Best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you soon and see you later.